Hi kids, we are going to see the concept of branching and looping statements in JavaScript. The branching means the conditional statements, branching with if statements. An if statement is used to execute a statement or block of statements based on the logical expressions. That means the condition. There are three different forms of if statement in JavaScript. If statement, that is the simple if statement, if else statement, and else if ladder statement. The first one is the simple if statement. If this is syntax of the simple if condition, if the condition is true, the statement within the curly brace will be executed. The if is the simplest decision making statement. This statement is used to execute statements only if a specified condition is true. There is no false statement here. If the condition is true, it will execute the statement placed between the curly braces. So this is the flowchart of the simple if statement. This is the if statement. If the condition is true, it executes the statements within the curly brace. If the condition is false, it will execute the next statement of the curly brace, end of the curly brace. Here this is the example of simple if statement, a JavaScript program that display good morning India. If and only if time is less than 12 hours on the web page, otherwise the page will remain blank. The output, I am show first the output of the program. This is good morning India. The code for this are within the HTML, the body within the HTML, the script language is embedded here. A script type equal to text.javascript. The data object is used here, and var time is equal to g.d.get hours of. The time stores in the variable time. If the time less than 12 within the, this is the if statement, this is the condition. If the time is less than 12, it will display the output document.write good morning India. So within, if the time is 13 or 14 or 15, it will not return any statement, it will remain blank. So this is according to the hours. If the hours on the web page is less than 12, it will display good morning, otherwise it will remain blank. So this is a simple if statement in JavaScript. This is also like the if statement and for loop are also like the used in the Java, C, C++. That's the same in JavaScript also. The next one is the if else statement. This is true. In this if else statement, it may be if the condition is true, the true part will be executed. If the condition is false, the false part will be executed. This statement is an extension of simple if statement. It permits one of the two statement or group of statements depending upon the logical test. This is the syntax if condition true statement else false statement. If the logical expression, that means the condition is true, the true statement will be executed, otherwise the false statement will be executed. This is the syntax. This is the flowchart for the else if statement. If the condition is true, the condition is given in the decision making box, that is a diamond symbol. If the condition is true, it execute the true statement and will go to the end of the statement. Else if the condition is false, it will execute the false statement and go to the next statement after the closing brace of the false part. So this is the example for the same program is used here. If the time is less than 12, the web page time is less than 12, it will display the message good morning India, otherwise good day India. So the same program is repeated here. Within the body tag, the script is included here. var d equal to new date of var time dot, the time object is created here. If the time is less than 12, it will display the output document dot write. Within the document write good morning India is placed. Otherwise, if the time is 14 or 16 according to the railway time, it will display the good day India. So this is the example of if else statement in JavaScript. So here if the time is above the 12, above the 12, 13 p.m., 14 p.m., the good day India is displayed here. And then the else, if else statement. If-else if statement is further an extension of if-else statement. This statement is useful for selecting one of many sets of statement to be executed. If condition 1 code to be executed, else if condition 2, else if condition, so it is going like the last statement will be the else part. So this is the flowchart for the else if statement. If the condition is true, it will execute the true part. Otherwise, it go for the another condition. If the condition is true, it will execute the go. Otherwise, it go for the another. Else, the last statement is nothing is true. The else part will be executed. This is like a switch case statements also. So this is the example program for the else if program. So this is to check whether number is odd or even, 0, odd or even. If you give an input, it will display it is a 0 or odd or even. So by using the prompt box, dialog box, you can get the input from the user. Here this is the variable va or n equal to prompt, enter your number. So this is the parseInt. ParseInt means convert, because in the prompt message all the inputs are considered as string. You have to convert the string into integer. According to the data type, you have to convert whether it is integer, float or double. So here the parseInt means in Java also you people studied this parseInt, convert the strings into, because all the inputs are considered as string in Java, like that in JavaScript also. So you have to convert into the appropriate data type. So n is equal to parseInt of n. So here the value of n is converted into integer. String is stored as converts to integer. If n is equal to 0, the alert box display the number is 0. Else if n mod 2, alert is odd. Else the number is even. So here in this example you can see the number is 87. So the number is odd is displayed here. The next one is a selection with the switch statement. A switch statement have the multiple options. You have to choose the one. A switch statement is used to execute different statements based on the conditions. It provides a better alternative than a long series of if-else and if statements. Now here the syntax is the switch expression, case, label 1, and then the set of statements and a break statement. Here the break statement is one of the most important thing. If you doesn't mention the break, it will execute all the cases. So you have to mention the break without fail. And the last one is the default statement. If none of the cases are matched, the default statement will execute and exit the switch case. Here just the week of the day is to compute the day of week while you input the date within the prompt dialog box. JavaScript, here the new date prompt, new date, the date is get using the prompt message. D.getDay, switch dy, the variable is passed to the switch. If the case matches the day, it will display the 7 days. So here the date given as October 5, 2020. Enter your date of birth. Example, this is the messages, prompt messages. It will display the output here. And then the loop statements. Loop statements are here. This is the output here. This is the input. October 5, 2020. The day of the date was Saturday, because you can see that what day it will be. And then the looping statement. The looping statements are used for execute a set of instructions repeatedly until the condition became false. There are 3 looping statements in JavaScript: for, do while and while loop. The first one is a for loop. The for loop consists of 3 optional expressions separated by semicolon, the following by a block of statements executed in the loop. The loop statements executed repeatedly again and again until the condition is false. The for loop is used when we know in advance how many times the script code should run. The syntax is here. For first part is initialization, condition, and then the increment. Within the curly brace, the set of statements are given. Initial expression is used to initialize the counter variable. Condition means if the condition evaluates to true, the statements are executed. Increment means you have to increment for the next step. The following for statement declares variable I and initializing it to 0. It checks that I is less than 20, perform the two succeeding statements and increments by 2 after each pass through the loop. Here the for loop is for variable I equal to 1, I less than 20 and I plus equal to 2. So here the value of the increment is 2 by 2, it will increment first. If the value of I is 2, it will be incremented by 2. Here the value of I is 1 less than 20, the condition is true. If the condition is true, it will execute the statements within the bracket, curly bracket. Document.write of I, the value of I is 1, and then the break statement is encountered here, and go back to the next, it will execute the increment path. I equal to I plus 2 means 1 plus 2, 3. So like that the loop was executed. So this is the example for table of number 7 using for loop. So here this is the script language. Document.write h2 table of number 7. So this will be displayed here, table of number 7 in the heading tag 2 format. And then within the for loop, the values are given. For I is equal to 1, I less than 10, I plus plus. I plus plus means I is equal to I plus 1. Here the document.write 7 into I. The first value of I is 1. So first time the for loop is encountered, 7 into 1, 7 is displayed here. And then the break statement, and then again they incremented the value of I plus 1. So the value of I is 2 for the second iteration. So 2 less than or equal to 10, the condition is true. So it enters the for loop. Here the statement is document.write 7 into 2. So 14. For the third time, 7 into 3, 21. So like that, up to the 10 numbers of 7th tables are displayed here. Okay. And then the while loop. While loop statement is simpler than the for loop. It consists of a condition and a block statement. If the condition is evaluated before each pass through the loop. If the condition is true, then it executes the true block statement. So this is the syntax of the while loop, while condition set of statements. So here this is the example program for the while loop. Write a JavaScript program to generate first 10 Fibonacci numbers. So Fibonacci numbers, you people already knew about it. So the rearranging of numbers are occurring here. I equals 0, I j equal to 1. Variable x equal to 3, while x not equal to 10. Adding two numbers and rearrange the numbers according to that you get the output. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3. So then the do while. The do while loop is much like the while loop. It will repeat the loop until the specified condition is false. This loop will always be executed at least one if the condition is also false. Because the block of the statement is executed before the condition is tested, in this loop statement curly braces are optional. So here this is the keyword do, set of statements is the while condition. Here this is the example of odd numbers. The odd numbers between 1 to 20 are printed here. So variable I is initialized to 1. Within the do statement, document.write I means the value of 1 is first printed, and then break I plus plus according to the value that will be printed here. So the break statement is very important in looping. If you give a break statement, it will break that loop and come out of it. That is the use of the break statement. So this is the definition. Break statement is used to exit from the innermost loop, switch statement, or from the statement named by the label. It terminates the current loop and transferred control to the statement of the following terminated the next loop. But the continuous statement is not like that. The continuous statement skips a particular loop and executes the next statement of the loop. Okay, that is called the continuous statement. The continuous statement skips that statement following it and execute the loop with the next iteration. So this is the syntax of the continue label. I will give you the example programs for this break and continue in my next video, and also I will give you the example programs for if else and for loops also. Thank you, girls.